By 1943, the Allied daylight bombing campaign over Germany was facing a crisis. During deep penetration raids over industrial targets like Schweinfurt, heavy bomber squadrons were suffering staggering 20% loss rates. The problem was fuel. Existing escort fighters like the heavy P-47 Thundergold burned through their reserves quickly. They simply didn't have the capacity to escort bombers past the German border, forcing them to turn back and leaving the heavy bombers to fend for themselves. A major call for saying this terrible fuel economy was engine cooling. Early fighters relied on traditional liquid cooling radiators that hung out in the slipstream. Pushing these flat, bulky radiators through the air created massive aerodynamic drag, requiring extra fuel to maintain speed, severely limiting how far the aircraft could fly. Without an engineering breakthrough that could produce a fighter with the reach to protect bombers deep into German territory, the entire Allied bombing offensive was on the verge of total collapse. North American aviation had actually built a sleek, highly streamlined fighter prototype in an astonishing 102 days. It featured a smooth, low-drag laminar flow wing designed to slip through the air with minimal resistance. But early versions of this aircraft had a fatal flaw. The American-made Allison engine under its hood lacked a multi-stage supercharger. Up at high altitudes where the heavy bombers flew, the air was too thin. The engine suffocated, rendering the plane useless as a high-altitude escort. Thomas Hitchcock, an American air attaché stationed in London, looked at this underperforming fighter and saw immense potential. He recognized that the aircraft's aerodynamic frame was brilliant. It just needed the right lungs. Hitchcock pushed for a radical operation: tear out the Allison engine and replace it with the British Rolls-Royce Merlin. This complex V12 engine featured a two-stage supercharger that forced compressed air into the cylinders, allowing it to generate massive power even in the thin air at 30,000 feet. Giving the Mustang the Merlin engine meant it could finally match the high-altitude performance of German interceptors. But the aircraft still faced the ultimate hurdle. To get to Berlin and back, it had to carry a massive cooling radiator for that new engine without succumbing to the terrible drag that plagued every other fighter. This presented an aerodynamic paradox. A high-performance V12 requires a massive radiator to shed waste heat. How could the Mustang carry a large enough cooling system without creating the exact same drag that ruined the range of the P-47? This animated diagram shows the solution: a specialized belly scoop mounted under the fuselage. Engineers designed this duct to exploit a phenomenon called the Meredith effect by operating on an open Brayton thermodynamic cycle, the same physics that power a jet engine. This scoop actually used the engine's waste heat to push the plane forward. It works in 3 stages. First is compression. As high-speed ram air enters the scoop, the duct gradually widens. This shape slows the incoming air down, converting its kinetic energy into static pressure. Next is heat addition. That pressurized air is forced through the radiator matrix. Inside, boiling ethylene glycol coolant transfers intense thermal energy into the airstream, causing the air molecules to expand rapidly. Finally, expansion. The hot, expanded air is squeezed into a narrowing rear exhaust nozzle, forcing it to accelerate backward at a much higher velocity than when it entered. The reaction force from shooting that high-velocity hot air out the back generated roughly 300 pounds of thrust. Operating like a primitive ramjet, this thrust completely canceled out the aerodynamic drag of the radiator housing. By converting thermodynamic waste heat into kinetic momentum, North American aviation produced a fighter with nearly zero cooling drag. This extreme aerodynamic efficiency was exactly what the aircraft needed to reach deep into German airspace. To maximize this new efficiency, crews attached large external drop tanks under the wings. Combined with the thrust of the Meredith effect, These tanks gave the Mustang an astonishing operational range of over 1,600 miles, but that extra fuel came with a deadly side effect. The heavy, sloshing weight inside those external tanks shifted the aircraft's center of gravity. During high-velocity test dives, this aerodynamic instability took over completely, throwing the aircraft into uncontrollable, terrifying downward spirals. Thomas Hitchcock refused to ask combat pilots to fly an aircraft with a lethal defect. Instead, the man who championed the plane's design insisted on personally conducting the highly dangerous, tactical dive tests required to diagnose the instability. In April 1944, during a test flight in England, the defect reared its head. Hitchcock was unable to pull his Mustang out of a steep dive, and he was killed in the resulting crash. Hitchcock sacrificed his own life to perfect the Mustang. His flight data allowed engineers to finalize the mechanical configuration, producing a safe long-range weapon to protect Allied bomber crews for the remainder of the war. By the spring of 1944, the perfected Merlin-powered P-51 Mustangs arrived in the European theater in massive numbers, filling the skies over Germany. Among the premier operators of this new fighter were the Tuskegee Airmen, the famous Red Tails. Operating out of Italy, they utilized the Mustang's immense range to provide continuous, unbroken top cover for the bomber fleets. The Red Tails executed these long-range missions with incredible precision. They stayed with the heavy B-17 and B-24 crews all the way to targets deep inside enemy territory and safely back out again, shielding them from German interceptors. With the bombers finally protected, Allied commanders initiated an aggressive strategic shift. Instead of flying tight defensive formations right next to the heavy bombers, Mustang pilots were ordered to break away and proactively hunt the Luftwaffe. The combination of the Mustang's massive mechanical range and these aggressive, sweeping offensive tactics broke the German defense and completely reversed the balance of power in the sky. Mustangs roamed freely across Europe, chasing German fighters out of the sky and then dropping down to the deck to strafe aircraft and maintenance facilities right on their own airstrips. By the time Allied forces landed on the beaches of Normandy on D-Day, the German Air Force was effectively decimated. The threat of aerial attacks against the advancing ground troops had been almost entirely eliminated. This victory rested on a sophisticated thermodynamic solution, converting the engine's thermal waste into the kinetic energy of a jet. Ultimately, the Allied air war was won through the application of precise thermodynamics and the sacrifice Thomas Hitchcock made to master them.